The following presentation is controversial and may be offensive to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my name is Josh, and this is a fish. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how this fish will help you get laid. And it'll do it without teaching you cheesy pickup lines that don't work, without letting you spend a dime on dinners and drinks, and without anyone ever noticing you're using his techniques on them. But first, I gotta warn you. I've taught this technique you're about to learn to over 110,000 guys just like you who live in over 30 countries around the world, and it's going to make hot women stare at you and uncontrollably chase you. But to be fair to the other 100,000 plus guys who've shoved money in my pockets to teach them this technique already, I'm only going to be able to leave this video up for 24 hours. So this is literally the only chance you'll get to see this video all the way through. And if you actually think you have something better to do than learn this technique, then you're either gay, not that there's anything wrong with that if you are, or you're so old you piss dust. If you consider yourself an above average or even typical guy, stick around, this is totally for you. And if you watch until the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you the system that is literally step by step and is proven to create sexual intrigue that is so compelling and so powerful that almost any girl you use it on will find their panties around their knees, soaked to the max before she can even say, "My name is." Listen, I've pulled this off so many times, I've lost count. It even works if she thinks you're unattractive. In fact, if you follow my step-by-step method to the letter, it's literally out of her control. She has to respond. Wouldn't that be a secret you'd love to know? Well, this is a fact. All women go through the same exact process every time they decide to sleep with a guy. And trust me, you've never seen anything like this before, so make sure you watch this video to the very end. But first, I'm going to tell you a sex story. Yeah, I know most guys would tell you all about their different media appearances they've done, and all the books they've authored, blah, blah. And yeah, I could bore you with that crap. I have a credentialed resume that would make the biggest player you know run home to his mama. But listen, if you're smart, you don't give a damn about that. And I bet you don't. You probably just want the juice, the secret sauce, and I'm going to get to that in just a few seconds, right after my sex story. Deal? Cool. So how did this skinny little loser-looking dude go from zero to the chick whisperer? Did I get rich? Did I memorize line after lame-ass line? Did I put on pheromone cologne? Hell no. The truth is pretty brutal. I was an absolute leper with women until I discovered this system. If you looked up whipped in the dictionary, it'd say, see Josh Pellicer. In fact, if I hadn't hit complete rock bottom, I'd probably still be terrible to this day. You see, several years ago, I was living with my complete ice queen of an ex-girlfriend in North Carolina. She was hot, young, and she knew it. You know, a total Barbie who always gets what she wants. And I thought she was amazing in bed. Now that I've been with a few hundred more women, I wouldn't even rate her a 5. Listen, back then, the old Josh did anything she wanted. She wanted to move to North Carolina. I said, okay, let's go. She wanted to keep in touch with her ex-boyfriend. I told her, it's okay, I understand. She wanted me to pay for the apartment. I didn't want to look like a deadbeat, so I said, I'll work 2 jobs, no problem. I just wanted to make her happy. So one brutally hot day, I come home from a 14-hour shift at the coffee shop I worked at to find her freaking out. She told me that her dad was making a surprise visit, and she never told him that she was dating anyone, and definitely not that she was living with someone. And the worst part, he was showing up that night. So she told me to get all my stuff and leave the house for a couple of days so he wouldn't find out that I lived there with her. And, like the little boy that I was, I left. I got all my stuff, packed it into my little crappy black Honda Accord, and drove out not having any idea where I'd go. I didn't have any friends in town, and I was way too proud to ask some random person if I could stay with them, so I drove around until I found a vacant house that was for sale, and I parked behind it hoping no one would notice me sleeping in my car. It wouldn't have been too bad, really, but I had to do it for 3 days in a row, and on the 3rd day, something happened and I snapped. See, I had to sleep with my windows open because it was way too hot to close them. But the mosquitoes were so bad that I had to use a blanket to keep them off me, so I only slept about 2 hours each night, and I couldn't even lean the driver's seat back because all my stuff was packed in the back seat behind me. So I had to sleep sitting up in the driver's seat, covered in a blanket, in the sweltering heat, behind a vacant house, like a hobo. And then it happened. I was half asleep and I hear, "Freeze, put your hands where I can see them." I freak out, of course. So in a daze, I put my hands out the window and a swarm of police officers jog over to my car with their guns out and aim at my window. Apparently, the neighbor had seen a strange car parked behind the vacant lot and called the police. I guess I would have done the same thing. After they calmed down and realized I wasn't some national threat, they asked me what I was doing there. And that's when I did it. I told them that my girlfriend's dad was in town and he didn't know we were dating, so I had to sleep in my car for a few days. That's when one cop turned off his flashlight, looked at the other cop in complete disbelief, and turned to me and said, "Seriously?" I was tired and I didn't have the energy to explain more, so I just said, "Yeah." I think he was still trying to be professional, so he told me that I needed to go somewhere else, and he told me to try sleeping in the Walmart parking lot. And as he was turning to walk back to his car, I heard him say, "Poor bastard." The rest of the night, I did some serious thinking. I sort of had to because I couldn't go to sleep. Have you ever been so tired that you can't fall asleep? Well, that was me. I just sort of woke up and realized that I was a complete and utter wuss. I was a sorry excuse for a man. If my dad knew how much of a wuss I'd become, he'd be disappointed. So that night, I wrote a note to myself on a piece of notebook paper that said, "I will get this attraction thing handled or I will die trying." I still carry that note around with me to this day. So I grabbed the first thing I knew to look at out of my back seat, my psychology notebook from when I went to college in Florida. I opened randomly and I started reading, and I didn't know if I was delirious from no sleep for 3 days or if something just snapped and my IQ jumped 50 points, but I suddenly noticed a theory that my professor taught me that just went in one ear and out the other. Propinquity. It's a $10 word, which is probably why I never remembered it in the first place. So I read all my notes on this propinquity thing, and I thought, well, screw it. What the hell do I have to lose? I'll try it out tomorrow. So the next morning, after rinsing off with paper towels in the bathroom at a place called Panera Bread, seriously, I went into work and I started using it on the customers. The first time I used it, nothing. The second time, nothing again. But the third time, she smiled, asked me my name, and said she'd like to hang out after I got off work. I thought, holy crap, it actually worked. So that night I hung out with her for an hour or two. No, nothing happened with her because I still didn't know what the hell I was doing, plus I wasn't single yet. And afterwards I went back, broke up with my girlfriend. My car was already packed with my crap anyway, and I spent the whole night looking through my notes to find other techniques I could try out. I did that every day for a week, then 2 weeks, then a month, then 6 months. A year went by and I had read 5 psychology textbooks, 12 dating advice books, 2 etiquette books, and watched over 400 hours of training videos on building rapport, subliminal messaging, seduction, attraction, body language, personality typing. I was a machine. And eventually I began to see patterns, things that allowed me to plug myself into an attraction switchboard. From then on, arousing, attracting, and seducing beautiful women was a piece of delicious cake to me, almost second nature. So I created brand new techniques and tricks that the world had never seen before, and all to help me take advantage of those powerful patterns that I discovered. But what were some of those techniques that I used, and that thousands of guys eventually started using, to get women to uncontrollably flirt, make out, and sleep with me time and time again? The ones I found that worked just about 100% of the time on just about any kind of woman, regardless of her age, hair color, height, or how smoking hot she was. Well, I'd like to teach some of them to you now, if that's alright with you. You might want to get a pen and a piece of paper ready for this part, especially since this video gets taken down in 24 hours. Remember, these techniques will get you results instantly, but I'm just barely scratching the surface here. And pay close attention to the last technique I teach you, because that's when I'm going to reveal the #1 simple, bizarro chick trick that you've never heard of before that got me 90% of my success with women right away, and how thinking like this fish is going to make you better with women than anyone you've ever known. The first technique has to do with the chick's mouth. I know, chick's mouth, you want to put something in it. I get that. But before you run off and do that, let me tell you the secret. Did you know that if you look at a woman's mouth while she's talking to you, that you'll subconsciously make her think about sleeping with you? This is called a sexual trigger. Sexual triggers are secret techniques that bypass all of her barriers and turn her on without her knowledge. Using sexual triggers is like using Inception to make her want to sleep with you. They are the cornerstone of unrivaled success with women, and I'm going to reveal where you can get dozens of these near the end of this video. These triggers are so stealth that they actually bypass a woman's logical brain, and yes, she has one, and they speak directly to her emotional brain. And let me tell you, her emotional brain is this damn big. Every woman's is. Here's another sexual trigger. Did you know that over 90% of guys turn women off before they even open their mouths by facing them directly with their bodies? Yeah, I didn't know that either. Turning your chest toward a girl too early is a subconscious sign of neediness, and it completely destroys sexual attraction. Well, how about this little trick? Before you really start talking about something serious with a girl, try saying this. I get a sense that you're open to trying new things, and that makes me feel comfortable and at ease. Then continue your conversation with her. Doing this at the right time will subconsciously compel her to chase you. It uses a psychological trick called consistency, and it's a biological shortcut that skips over all of her red flags and plugs you directly into her love center. I don't think I need to warn you not to use that one irresponsibly. But look, I know this all sounds ridiculously simple. Well, it is ridiculously simple, but I've got a lot more to share with you if you really want to get the 9s and 10s. These triggers are going to get you in the front door, but they're not going to get you all the way home. So let me teach you exactly how to get all the way home. But first, I need to reveal a big, big lie to you. Because if you don't see these lies for yourself, you'll always be invisible to the super hot chicks. I'm going to start by telling you what women don't want. Because you've been lied to. A certain group of people want you to believe that women want this crap, but they don't want it. So let's start from the top. Money. You think women want money? Well, guess what? You've been lied to about money, and I'm pissed off about it. And guess what else? Women are not attracted to big muscles. Most women are actually repulsed by guys who look all steroided up. And it's not a full head of hair. In 2007, a survey revealed that 97% of women actually find bald men sexy. 97%. And it's not good looks either. I remember seeing an interview with Brad Pitt where he admitted that he could not get a date when he first moved to Hollywood. Brad Pitt. Now let me tell you what it's actually all about. It's all about something called pre-selection. That's making her think that other women already want you. And let me tell you how that works. Women have what's called a filter mechanism. That basically means that it's her job to filter out weak and undesired men. And you have what's called an approach mechanism. That's a thing that makes you kick yourself and feel like a wuss if you don't go and talk to a girl you're attracted to. And these two things do not mix. They're like oil and water. And if you walk up to a woman with your normal approach mechanism, like 99% of guys do, then she's going to filter you right out. Just like oil and water. This is a fact, and it's been hardwired into the females of our species. And just about every other species on the planet too, including the fish. Check this out. When most female fish look for a mate, they search for a male who is the brightest color. That's because if a male is a brighter color, it means he's healthier. And they look for those healthy genes to help their offspring survive. But when two males are close to the same brightness, something very strange happens. The females all mate with the one male that the other females are mating with. It's just how they are wired. And women are the exact same way. That's right, we're all thinking like fish. But if you're going to be a fish, I want you to be a piranha. So here's a question you might want to know the answer to. How? How do women know that other women are attracted to you just by looking at you? Well, here's the beautiful thing. They don't. They're absolutely guessing, and they're pretty good at it too, but they're not perfect at it. And if you know the exact techniques, the exact recipe for sex that I'm going to reveal to you in just a second, you can make any woman think that other women are climbing over each other to get at your jock. And just by mimicking the right thing, all the women around you will begin to fall for it, one by one, regardless of what you look like, how much money you have, or how good you actually are with women. But if you thought it was money, success, or fame that women were attracted to, guess what? You're not alone. So did I, man. And it's because this pre-selection thing is the most well-guarded secret in the world. But do you know who's guarding it? The media. And more specifically, the magazines. Try this. Just pick up a chick's magazine and try to read it. It's chock full of nonsense that they're saying men want. If chick magazines told the truth about what guys wanted, they'd all say this. Step 1, be hotter. Step 2, give great head. And just like women obsess over needing every new purse they see in a magazine, which of course we don't care at all about, we think we need to look like the super douches with tons of inheritance money that we see in magazines. It's no different. So forget about that, because now you know that women are not attracted to guys with money. They're not attracted to good looks. They're not attracted to huge muscles. And they're not attracted to a full head of hair. What women are really attracted to is pre-selection. That's it. That's all. Everything else is a lie. But knowing exactly what to mimic to use pre-selection to attract flocks of women is everything. You may not know this, but the average man sleeps with about 7 women in his life. And while I'm nothing more than just an average guy, when I started using pre-selection to get women to chase me, I was completely broke and still living in my car, and I was sleeping with more than 15 new, young, hot women a month. I was going through an entire lifetime of awesome sex every 2 weeks. Now, I wasn't born with good looks, I wasn't blessed with horse-sized manhood, and I'm not even remotely close to strong or muscular. In fact, I'm short, I weigh about 130 pounds when I'm soaking wet, and I suck at sports. And here's the real kicker, I grew up in a trailer park. But after wasting my whole life believing the lie that women actually cared about that stuff, I finally came across this embarrassingly simple, tested, and proven process for making women immediately think that I have a waiting list just to date me. And whenever I feel like it, I use this technique to get a new chick to come back to my place with little or absolutely no effort at all, without spending a dime doing it or risking rejection in the process. And if I can do it, you can do it. Now here's something I didn't know for most of my life. Every time a woman decides to sleep with a man, she goes through the same 4-step process. And if you know this simple 4-step process, you can take any woman you want through it without her even knowing. And she'll become intimate with you within a matter of minutes. It's really out of her control. It's scary to some people, to think that there's a technique that any guy could do that would create attraction in a woman's subconscious. People wondered a lot, what is it? Is it real? And if it is it actually legal? Well, it's technically legal because no one has any proof that you're using it in the first place. But when word got out that I was teaching it to average guys around the world, I started seeing some serious heat from the press anyway. I got a call from NBC to come on the Today Show. I had a top-rated show on current TV revolving around me and my strange but effective techniques. I've been mentioned on dozens of newspapers, online magazines, and all that stuff. And I landed a top-rated satellite radio show on Sirius XM. But you have to remember this. I'm just a reformed little wuss with women who was just too tired of being walked all over to take it anymore. I wanted to have the women I knew I deserved, just like I'm sure you do. I didn't want to settle for the ones I knew I could easily get, just like you don't want to settle either. My name is Josh Pellicer, and I'm the creator of the Tao of Badass. That's just another way of saying the way of the badass. I've heard a lot of guys call it the stealth seduction system because it's completely under the radar. But it's more like a step-by-step attraction blueprint that shows an average guy exactly what this 4-step process is and how to use it. This is the very first step-by-step guide that uses a proven method for attracting any woman, even the first time you use it, without changing who you are, memorizing stupid lines, or creeping women out. Even if you're over the age of 50 and you want to date younger women, if you're balding, if you're overweight and lazy, you are not rich, and you're deathly afraid of approaching women. And especially if you've tried everything you could think of and you're still not seeing the results you really want. There's nothing simpler, easier to use, and more effective than the Tao system. Now, I've revealed some pretty controversial secrets in this webinar. Secrets that, frankly, I could get into a lot of trouble for revealing. You now know that looking at a woman's mouth at the right time will make her uncontrollably daydream about sleeping with you. You learn that facing a woman directly when you first meet her will completely and instantly turn her off. You learn that just by saying one sentence, you can make any woman compete for your attention and chase after you. And you found out that women actually don't want money, big muscles, or a full head of hair or good looks. You now know, and this is what would get me in a lot of trouble, that women are actually attracted to pre-selection. and that you can follow a few simple steps to use pre-selection to turn on any woman you want. I also revealed the secret behind a woman's filter mechanism, and that you can bypass it and stay under the radar while you're doing it. Now, you can take this information that I've taught you here today and it will work. Or you can do what many guys do and get a head start by learning the full set of sexual triggers that most men will never know. Sexual triggers designed to keep her interested in you. Sexual triggers designed to make her become addicted to you. Some triggers that will guarantee that she'll fall in love with you. And some that will make you so confident around hot women that they'll be competing with each other for you the moment they see you. And each trigger comes with simple step-by-step instructions to make sure you get it right every time. If you're one of those guys that wants to learn this stuff over time, then go ahead and close this video now, because the next secret I'm going to reveal is only for guys who want my quick start version. Yeah, you might be a little impatient, but you know what you want, and you don't want to waste your time with unnecessary trial and error. If that sounds like you, then you're going to want to know about my ultimate badass solution. You cannot find the solution anywhere else, mostly because no one knows the secrets to bypass her logical brain that I do. It's not some complicated 100-step process. It's not a recycled version of something you've heard of before. It's brand new, and I'm revealing it right now for the first time. It's been secretly tested by thousands of guys who are in my inner circle, and I'm ready to open up this test to a few new guys who are ready to use these techniques to attract some sexy young women. But I'm only interested in revealing my full system to a specific kind of guy. So if you're already really good with women and you don't want to know exactly how to seduce and attract every hot chick you meet, then close this video now and do not continue watching. I'm not here to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, man. I want to empower guys like me. So if you've ever gone a month or longer without exciting, crazy sex with a new, young, hot woman, if you ever had a girl that you liked stolen by some loud douche, if you feel too old, too ugly, fat, bald, or weak to date the most desirable women on the planet without having to chase them or buy them anything, or if you're just tired of having to constantly try to get women interested in you, then I want to download my brain into your head. Let me show you something that'll really surprise you. This is a Facebook message I got a little while ago. Seriously, I was a loser with women a few months ago. Women love me and they want to be with me. There's another one, email. I truly feel free from my low self-esteem. This is a great one, another email. I'm a psychotherapist. I prefer your book better than any other on the topic. Now, if you're not the most suave guy in the world, if you're nervous or hesitant around women, or if you're not as confident as you used to be or would like to be, then man, I want you to use this and be better with women than you could ever dream of. Let me just tell you about a fraction of what's in the Tao system. The self-fulfilling prophecy qualifier. This is an under-the-radar phrase that I say word for word that will instantly transform any woman into my private sex slave and compel her to follow me around like a puppy dog without having to even think about competing with other dudes for her attention. I got an email from Benjamin D from this. He said, this technique has been magic, and I've realized I much prefer to be chased than the other way around. Yeah, no crap. The makeout technique. This one I hesitated to share at first because this was my bread and butter for a while. But with this technique, I can say one simple and seemingly innocent phrase to any woman and make her lean in for a kiss, even if she wasn't attracted to me in the first place. Caesar G sent me an email saying, man, does that phrase work? Instant dominance. Well, this is something I use when I want a woman to be submissive around me. It's extremely arousing and almost intimidating to women whenever I do it. Now, do you know what it's like to make a super hot girl actually become noticeably turned on right in front of your eyes? It's empowering. I got an email from Michael saying, it's completely changed my thoughts and solidified my self-confidence in conversation with women. The high-value hello. This is a change in the way I introduce myself to her that will get her aroused before I finish saying hello. On page 114, I reveal 10 undeniable ways that you can know for sure that a woman is attracted to you regardless of what she says. Because it only takes one missed, I want you to do me right now message from her to completely ruin your chances of hooking up. And that brings me to another thing you're going to discover. How to read a woman's eye movements to tell whether she's lying, telling the truth, a visual thinker, naturally creative, and even if she has a secret, and she doesn't want you to know about it. And you'll know women better than they know themselves, and it's actually going to be easy. And it will be embarrassingly obvious to you once you know this simple but weird trick. This eye reading trick, developed originally by the FBI, is powerful, proven psychology made simple and applied to work for you and to help you attract women effortlessly. You'll also discover the truth about attractive body language, because I'm going to teach you the secret difference between positive body language and dominant body language on page 104. And you'll learn how you can use it to command attention and attract women at the same time. Jimmy wrote me an email to tell me that women smile and talk to me more, men seem to respect me more when he started using this technique. You'll also discover the truth about a woman's tests. Women give men 3 secret tests that most men will absolutely fail. And when you fail even one of these tests, even if you only screw up one time, you'll blow it with the 9s and 10s and only attract women that are 4s and 5s. On page 87, you'll discover what to say when a woman asks you to buy her a drink in a way that compels her to buy you a drink and flirt with you. On page 57, you'll learn how to tell early if she's planning on putting you in the friend zone, and the one thing you can say to reverse it and make her think of you as a potential boyfriend. I got an email from James saying, learning how to manage the tests that will instantly tell a woman whether to put you in the friend zone or the date zone has been awesome. Women play loads of mind games with men, and we hate it, but they have to. Women need to give out tests in order to feel safe. The goal isn't to make her stop playing these games. It's to turn these games on their head. You have to know how to pass them. That's the only way to stay in control, draw women to you, and accomplish what 99% of men just can't. And the only way you can pass them is with the techniques you'll learn in the Tao system, where I'll reveal how you can make it look easy. And what about flirting? Well, you're doing it completely backward if you're doing what the experts suggest you do. I'm going to give you a simple change in your flirting on page 51 that will automatically bypass her logical brain and speak directly to her emotions to make her feel attracted to you. Really hot women get a lot of other guys staring at them and trying to steal them away. But in Tao, I'll teach you a simple trick to keep a woman from ever cheating on you, to keep her by your side forever. This technique is super ninja. Since I found this out, I've done it in every relationship I've been in, and it has saved my ass on more than one occasion. Want to know how to read her mind? Well, on page 97, I reveal a weird trick that shows how you can read the content and the context of body language. And this is my favorite. To give you a superhuman-like ability to read a woman and know their fears, desires, and secrets instantly. And Tao isn't about fluff or filler. It's filled with easy-to-understand, proven, and cutting-edge knowledge and technology built on what women are really attracted to. It's not complicated or hard to read. I'm not some scientist who's trying to wow you with his huge vocabulary. It's broken down so that regular guys like you and me can understand it. Aki says, I love the fact that you broke it down and rationalized it in an easy-to-digest and understandable way. Now the price? I'm going to get to that in just a few seconds, but I want to tell you something first. If you're interested in a system for making a woman fall in love with you, then first you'll have to read the disclaimer on the first page of Chapter 8. It reads, if you would like love to stay magical for you instead of viewing it as a process that you can control, then you should skip this chapter. Because in Chapter 8, I reveal the step-by-step process that every woman goes through when she falls deeply in love with a man. And I reveal tools that you can use to make a woman fall in love with you. It's a powerful tool, and if you want it, as soon as you pick up Tao, you'll want to turn straight to Chapter 8 to get it. Fernando posted in our member area, I use this technique, and guess what? She's my girlfriend now. Ever said something to a woman, and as the words are leaving your mouth, you realize it was just the absolute wrong thing to say? Well, on page 39, you'll discover a simple thing that you can do to erase that from your natural behavior. And of course, I reveal the right things to say as well. Looking for a step-by-step visual guide to attracting women? Well, by ordering today only from this page, you'll get a do this, then do that flow chart to take you from having never met a girl straight through to getting her laughing, chasing you, and in the mood. I got an email from Russell S. telling me, I follow it and it works like a charm. It's called the Map of Interaction Flowchart. If you're a beginner, You're really going to enjoy what you uncover on page 73. It's a comprehensive manual on how to approach women properly to create attraction immediately. And for the more advanced guys, the system outlined on page 45 will up your game like crazy. So what's the price for this brand new secret system? Well, let's face it, personal consulting in my line of work is not cheap. And neither is paying for expensive dinners, drinks, clothes, and maintaining monthly fees for online dating sites. And I won't even talk about how expensive it can be to undo the negative effects that failing with women can have on your self-esteem. Plus, if you go out and pick up some cheesy Men Are From Mars book, you're going to get absolutely nothing in the way of actual usable techniques. And you'll be left all alone without any support or help from like-minded guys like yourself. With Tao, you get ongoing support forever as a member. And what do you think a fair price would be? $495 would be more than fair considering all the bonus products I'm about to give you. But you're not going to pay $495. You won't pay $295 either. You won't even pay $149. By ordering today only through this webinar, you get the entire Tao of Badass Complete Attraction System, plus 9 additional complete bonus products I'm about to show you for only $67. Fully guaranteed for 60 days. Try it, see how well it works for you. If for any reason you don't fall in love with the Tao system, simply ask us for a refund and we'll give it to you. Every penny, without questions or hassles. And you can keep all the bonus books just for giving it a shot. Rob posted in the members area, he was amazed at how well it worked. It's the best investment ever. Here's an email from Pablo that says, I feel like a kid with a new toy and I want to talk about how amazing it is. David posted in the members area as well, since I discovered your program, my social life has improved 10 million fold, and talking to women has become a natural thought for me. I even got an email from Jessica S. A chick says, I'm a woman, your advice is good, ethical, and it works. I also got a really great email from Craig saying, he's gone from having no girlfriend to having more sex than he's ever had in his life. And he says, P.S. in the time I've been writing this, I've had 2 text messages from 2 women. Now let me introduce you to your 9 free bonus products. The Dating Multiples Report. This is a complete guide to dating multiple women at the same time and how to have them love you for it, without lying, tricking them, cheating, or being a player, and a secret, hidden way to eliminate jealousy in any relationship. The Cheat Proof Yourself Report. This handy little guide will teach you the secret tool that will make you look like the only guy who exists in the world. Escaping the Friend Zone. If you've ever been trapped in the friend zone and you wanted to be more than just friends but you didn't know how, you know how much it completely sucks. Well, this report will teach you the advanced techniques needed to make sure that never happens and how to get out of it if it does. The Guide to Breaking Up Report. Now, as you go on your journey, you'll have to end relationships with women that you'll care a lot about because at the end of the day, you'll probably only be able to choose one. But when the time comes, if you don't know the exact steps to do in the right order, you'll cause a tornado of pain and suffering to those women. Well, this guide teaches you word-for-word tips to get you through it and out the other side still being friends. The author's unabridged audio commentary narrated by myself. You want an inside look into my thoughts behind each of the secrets I reveal in Tao? Well, this audio commentary will walk you through a new way of approaching these secrets, uncensored and straight from the source. You'll also get this special bonus. Module 1 of my live, groundbreaking Hacking Attraction course. Along my path to discover superpowers that we can hone and use to have women begging us for sex, I uncovered something absolutely fascinating. That there are 4 major different types of super skills that a guy can have. Now, this brand new program reveals those skills and walks you through to find yours. And of course, once you find it, how to use it effectively to attract the hottest women on the planet. Now, you also have my banter cheat sheet. I wanted to put an end to the whole, what do I say when I walk up to her thing? So I created this cheat sheet for you to access anytime to get new, creative, funny things to say that will build massive amounts of attraction with the women you meet. You'll get a lifetime access to the frequently updated banter cheat sheet as a bonus. So on there, you'll see word for word proven what to say lines that make women smile and open up to you. And finally, your super bonus, the world-renowned 5-week body language mastery course. If you order now, I'll throw in my complete body language training course, which is a $1,700 value for free. In this 5-week intensive program, I reveal the 5 pillars of sex appeal. You'll have to jump on board to check it out and see just what those 5 pillars are. But once you get into it, you'll agree with the rest of my advanced students. The 5-week Body Language Mastery course is the most effective program ever discovered for turning women on, without even opening your mouth. All of this for only $67, fully guaranteed for 60 days. I want you to click on the button below this video that says, click to order now, because you want to be with more beautiful women, and I've got a proven, easy-to-use attraction system for you that is guaranteed to do exactly that. And if you order now, I'll also give you lifetime access to the Tao members-only private community, which is a $200 value, absolutely free. If you want to join the thousands of Tao members that are getting all their questions answered right now, then log in instantly by clicking the orange Click to Order Now button below this video. Once you click the orange Click to Order Now button below, you'll be taken instantly to a secure checkout page, and you'll be confident knowing that your data is private and guaranteed secure by McAfee and VeriSign with 128-bit encryption. And then within a matter of seconds, you'll unlock the secrets within the Tao system and have the most desirable women eating out of the palm of your hand tonight. I don't know about you, but for me, I know I don't want to choose to do nothing. And yes, choosing to do nothing is a choice. I don't want to let this opportunity walk right by me and jump into the lap of the next guy in line. I don't want to kick myself later because I did not take action now. And if you're anything like I was, then you're sick and tired of walking up to women, opening your mouth, and helplessly watching as you're rejected in front of everyone. And you want to walk up with a cocky grin on your face, make eye contact with her, and see her smile, lean in, and whisper, "Who are you, and where have you been all my life?" You've got a decision to make. You can either look at your cell phone a week from now and see no new text messages again, or you can check your phone and see another naughty picture from a new, young girl in a sexy miniskirt that shows off her amazing legs perfectly, and a text that reads, "Let's stay in tonight and have some fun." Now, what if getting women like this to literally schedule days that they can come over and please you is as easy as I've told you about? What would your life be like in a month from now if you had that knowledge today? How powerful would you feel if you knew women better than they know themselves? Would you be more confident? Would you be happier? Would it be okay if some of your friends approached you in private and asked you if you could teach them how you do it? Would your life be 10 times better? 100 times better? Well, right now you've got an opportunity to take control, to grab the reins and join the thousands of other guys like you who are actively getting the ultimate edge on the competition. And I'm going to take all the risk. You've got 60 days to return it if it doesn't work for you. Join us and get the complete Tao system right now by clicking on the orange Click to Order Now button just below this video. In a matter of seconds, all of my secret knowledge will be splayed out in front of you. From there, I want you to flip straight to page 85, where I'll reveal the secret test to you that 99% of guys fail every time. And right there, you'll see word-for-word responses to pass these tests. Your privacy is fully protected and guaranteed by McAfee and VeriSign. The billing is discreet and private, the access is digital and instant, and no one outside of your Tao brothers will know that you've got these extremely controversial secrets. But you must act now, and I'll tell you why. 1, all of these bonuses are going to be removed shortly, and you will have to pay for the regular price for them after that. 2, I can guarantee that you'll be 100% satisfied with the Tao system, but I can't guarantee that it'll stay at this price for long. And 3, in less than 24 hours, this video will no longer be available for you to see. That means if you don't click on the orange Click to Order Now button below this video right now, you'll lose on this opportunity to uncover these seductive secrets, to fill your phone with sexy text messages, dirty pictures, and loads of numbers from hot women. Women that are waiting for a man like you to approach them and just say the right things to turn them on. Tonight is the night, and this is the big moment. What are you going to do? Now you might have a few questions. Let me answer a few of the most common questions now. Does this work on girls in Canada, Europe, South America, Africa? Yes, it does. Well, the reason why it does work is because The attraction triggers that I teach are universal. They are hardwired into our subconscious mind. It precedes any language barriers, anything like that. And it doesn't matter whom you're talking to. In fact, oftentimes it won't even matter if you say anything at all. Many of my attraction triggers are silent. They're body language only, and you can attract women from across the room even if you don't speak the language. So yes, 100% it works regardless of where you live, no matter what cultural boundaries you have, and no matter what language you're speaking. Is it going to cost something every month? No, it's not going to cost something every month. It's one time only, and you have unlimited access to it after that. I'm not a complete jerk. I'm not going to do that to you. Will it work if I'm over 40? In fact, yeah, it will work even better if you're over 40. Guys who are younger typically have a lot harder time understanding how to get past their insecurities. Guys who are over 40 typically are a lot more mature, a lot more secure and confident, as in general as men. And so yes, it will work if you're over 40. Women are not going to be less attracted to you because you're older. It's only because you're not using your body language, you're not using the attraction triggers and the sexual triggers that actually turn women on. Any guy of any age can use the Tao system and see success, and will see success. Can I get the discount later if I want? I'm sorry, I can't do that. This video is only allowed to be up for 24 hours for each person, and then I have to take it down. So once the video is down, you can't get the discount later. It's going to go right back up to its normal price. Will it work if I'm ugly? Let me tell you, man, I'm no really good-looking guy myself at all. I never got girls to come up to me and tell me that they were attracted to me. When I was younger, I didn't date anybody. And whenever I got older, even now, I can walk into a bar, and if I don't do any of the triggers at all, I can walk in and no one will notice me. And as soon as I start turning on the sexual and seduction triggers, all the women immediately start to turn at me and look at me. So it has nothing to do with how good looking or ugly you are. You can be the ugliest Frankenstein's monster in the universe. Women are not attracted to the same things that men are. Men, as men, if a girl's ugly, will we be interested in her? Nope, not at all. But women, it's completely different. They don't care if you're ugly. Will it work if I have a small penis? Yeah, absolutely it'll work if you have a small penis. In fact, women have no idea you have a small penis until you get in the bedroom. What we do that throws us off and creates our failure and our rejection is we assume that everyone knows that. If you do have a small penis and you're having a hard time with that and your mind is sort of set around that and you can't get past it, then you have to remember, knowing these techniques will make a woman think that you have a horse-sized penis. She'll have no idea. And by the time she gets aroused and is turned on by you hitting all these sexual triggers, by the time you get her to the bedroom, she won't even care. She'll just want to be there to please you, and that's it. Will it tell me what to say when I walk up to a girl? Absolutely. I have an entire product completely devoted on what to say when you walk up to her. A lot of guys get caught up on this, and I did too myself. The first thing I looked up whenever I really wanted to start learning this stuff was what to say when I walk up to a girl. Of course, it won't work just by itself, and you have to have really intelligent, psychological banter lines that are designed specifically to create sexual attraction in a woman. I have a list of those that comes with it. If you get it from this page only and from this video only, you will get that list of banter lines in my banter cheat sheet. Look, I'm putting my money where my mouth is here. If you don't see unbelievable results from using just one technique in the Tao system, I'll fully refund you. Look, you don't need to decide if it's right for you now. You've got 60 days to figure that out. Just get your foot in the door and decide whether it works later. Click below on the orange Click to Order Now button and join us in the Tao movement.